Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it is, whoops, I just installed again StarDock or whatever that's called. I paid for it, and a bunch of the other things they have quite a while back. So let's see, it's May 12th of 2022. Let's see. For quite a while back, and I can't remember where I purchased it. I did a search on Amazon, and I think I must have gone some, store and got it direct or something. It's marked as Amazon's best seller. I purchased it, and it's right here. Now, it's been several years ago that I purchased it, and I loved it. Which camera? Let's see. Wait a minute. Here it is. Whoops. Whoops. I almost hit myself in the head with that. Anyway, you get a better view of it from... Anyway, I purchased it, and, well, in the kitchen, up on a high shelf. Two very high shelves, I think. Or is there one in there? Anyway, there's a whole bunch of devices like this up there that I used a few times, and then I just put the item up there. So I got this and a while back, and my ex-wife and I share this apartment along with our grown son. And I just sort of told her, the kitchen is yours. So I got this, and, she made her normal, you buy those things and you never use them, and it's true. I used it a few times, and that happened with this. But she objected to, it just takes up room and all that kind of stuff in there. And of course what I was doing was using it, and then very easy to clean, very easy. Then I just moved it back up onto a shelf that was higher, but it was in the laundry room. And so I would, every time I'd bring it out, cook everything, then put it back up there. But she complained, it takes up too much room and whatever. My son and I, we both loved it. Corn on the cob, fantastic. Baked potatoes, or whatever they call it when you do it in the Instant Pot. I guess pressurized cooker pot, I don't know. Steamer, I don't know. Steamer, definitely. Baked potatoes, corn on the cob. And I made some other things that I can't remember. But both my son and I really loved the corn on the cob and the baked potatoes, steamed potatoes or whatever. And eggs, hard-boiled eggs. And because of the way they're cooked or something, the entire shell just, comes off basically in one piece. So you don't have to be picking off these little pieces of shell, But finally I just gave up, sort of tired of hearing about the ex-wife. And you have to keep in mind that area in the kitchen is not organized. I like things organized. Now I don't, I try, but I don't get it done very often because of space and things like that. But she just has stuff like bread over on the one thing in a corner behind the coffee pot. We have the dual sinks, of course. Well, she keeps a plastic bag in the one sink so that she can just put, you know, trash into it, eggshells or whatever into that, and then, you know, dump it into the trash thing. And it's just not organized. And so I gave up on this thing. That's my excuse. But I got it out today, and she does the ordering of the groceries. And, you know, she asks what we want, and then she orders it. So I just told her to put some corn on the cob, or, you know, corn on the cob, and baked potatoes. Well, they're not baked, but they're potatoes. They'll be potatoes. I can't remember. Oh, I know rice. We used to make rice in this thing too. But now we've got these bags, little things you buy, which aren't very expensive, you know, with different, you know, different tops of rice. And the dirty rice, you know, from Louisiana, made, or not made, but, you know, packaged up. So we have, that's now very simple to do. And especially with, it's not here, I'll show you that too. I got, oh, I can do that. What would I call that? Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go to, I guess I'll go to my order list on Amazon. Orders. Okay, here we go. I'll just be able to okay, where is it? Come on. You can see I order, I think we all do, don't we? Order a lot of stuff from Amazon. Here it is. I've just got 2 of these bowls. I love them. And I'm going to order some more when I can afford it. You know, it has a steam vent, so you want to make sure you, and I cook soup, you know, canned soup, chicken noodle or whatever. Put it in, just pour it in, snap the things down, make sure that vent on top is open. And it's canned soup, cook it for 3.5 minutes, and it's delicious. And the container is so good. And when I was doing the rice when I do rice in the thing, if I don't eat all the rice, I can just, you know, snap it, put it in the refrigerator, you know, take it out later and warm it up a little bit. So I want to get some different sizes of these. So I guess they call this a noodle bowl, but they've got a breakfast bowl. By the way, these products are made in New Zealand. Oh, let's see, soup mug. Oh. Medium soup. I don't need a can of soup that I get, you know, goes in the thing I showed you. Easy eggs, rice and round something, set of 4. So anyway, I'm going to purchase some of these things when I get the money. I just put up my Chrome computer again, and then I decided, because this thing does put off steam when you're done cooking, you vent it, and the steam comes out. When the steam is out, then you can pop it open. So I didn't feel comfortable. My daughter Hillary, that lives in this apartment complex, she has a desk. She asked if I wanted it, and so I sent her an email and said, "Yeah, I'll take it." So that also might get this further away from the computer. But I'd also like to have, and I don't know how big her desk is, or I don't know anything about it, because she lives upstairs, and then, you know, this apartment complex, she lives upstairs. I can't make it up the stairs. I mean, I can make it up the stairs, I guess, if I sit down and scoot up or something. I mean, I've mentioned this before, you young whippersnappers, take care of yourself. I mean, you know, take care of yourself. You're young, you don't think about that, but just take an old man's word for it. And two, I worked always. I was never without a job. I'd quit a place on Friday and go to work at another place on Monday. I quit the post office for one thing. Everybody said, "This is a career civil service appointment." I said, "I quit, you know. You'd have to sign such and such." I said, "Bring it on, you know." When I did the 2000 census, though, and that's when we did short form and long form. I don't think they do long form anymore. That was a bad idea. So when somebody worked at the, you know, well, if you got the long form, you got the long form. I forget, 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 or something like that. You had to do the long form. And so when the people were giving the information or whatever that worked for the post office, I thought, I should have stayed with the post office. But you start out like sorting mail or whatever, something like that, you know, sorting the mail. If they had right away made me a, you know, mailman going door to door, you know, delivering people's mail, I'd probably still be working for them. Except, well, that'd have been a lot of extra, you know, exercise. Maybe I would be, but. So anyway, I'm gonna, someplace too, I have a book. I just remembered that I have like a cookbook for this thing, for this pot. Now I just have to find it. And what usually happens is I look for it. I end up filling my bed, stuff on my bed in order to whatever. And a lot of times I don't find it, then I find it later on, you know. So, by the way, new subject. I know you like me to keep, a lot of you like for me to keep it on one subject. And I agree with you, you're right. I should. YouTube, that's it. No, YouTube me. You'll remember perhaps that I mentioned that I was waiting and anxious for let's see, dashboard, content, playlist, analysis, comments, subtitles, copyright, monetization. I think that's it. Yeah, it is. Okay. There's an overview. There's ads, memberships. I actually set up a membership thing, but I have, you know, you won't see the link, I don't think, because I'm not trying to, unless I would have something. So but it's set up. But the other thing, which I've been waiting for, is super chat, super stickers. But super thanks. And what this is, let's see if I click on it. Okay, okay, I haven't been here much, so this is, you've seen it on other people's YouTube sites. When they're live streaming, you will see and now I'm eligible for that, and I have turned everything on, I think, but I haven't done any live streaming in quite a while. But there will be, underneath the video, a thing you can click on to just make a donation, and then a thing pops up on the screen that other people can see. Let's see, Ralph Cramden made a donation of $5 or whatever it is. It pops up on the screen, and then you can also have some, I think, if you set it up, you can have banners wave or maybe play a little tune or something like that. I think that would be pretty neat. I've wanted it because sometimes somebody will say, like with my pacemaker videos and with the how to cut a pill up and stuff like that. There's a few things that people say, wow, thanks a lot, that really helped me. I really helped her solve a problem for me. And I think those people, like they could click $1 and it would pop up and whatever, and that would be sort of a pat on the back or something rather. So I haven't made any live video yet, but I will. By the way, I've mentioned this before because I'm kind of proud of it. I was doing live streaming before YouTube and before the companies that were before YouTube. I was doing live streaming when I didn't know anybody else that was doing live streaming. And I mentioned too, when I was doing the live streaming, there wasn't any service that I could use. It was coming from my computer. And so of course I couldn't have very many people in there. My computer would just, be so slow because the computers were, not nearly as powerful as they are now, and you didn't have the things that you have now. But I was live streaming. In fact, when I started live streaming, I've mentioned this before, people would pop in to the chat room and they'd say, you're not a real a real person. You're not, this is a video. This is, no. And then sometimes they'd say, hold up your hand. I'd hold up my hand, do stuff like that. For quite a while, that's when I think when that started, I was, living in a small mobile home and didn't have any central air in Missouri, and it was hot. When they came out to first install, cable, and cable, for TV, but what I was interested in was the internet cable. And I had some people say, like they'd pop in or something, oh, you really drink a lot of Coke or something like that. And I thought, how can they tell that I'm drinking Coke? Then they'd pop in and say something. Sometimes somebody would pop in and say something else, and it would be like, oh, because it wasn't all that clear. And then I had a thought eventually, after a week or two or a month or something like that, wait a minute, I forgot about the video card in my computer, and I think it had, I forget the amount, almost no memory, on the memory card, or not the memory card, but the, what would you call it? the display card. No, no, no. Anyway, and I thought, wait a minute. I think I also asked somebody, when somebody said, you know, and then I held up something or other, and I said, can you read that? Yeah. And so then I checked the memory, and it was like the early days of the Radio Shack Model 1 or whatever, you know, where when it booted up I had 48K of memory. 48K, not 48 megs, not 48 gigabytes, you know. So anyway, I thought, wait a minute. So I think I bought a new memory card, or a new card, video card, and you know, put that in, and then fired my computer up and started up the live streaming, and then it was like, oh crap, I had no idea people could see, you know, because I could see then what they were seeing. So anyway, did I mention that my daughter says that she has a desk that she doesn't need? I have 2 desks here. They were like the cheapest available on Amazon, and unfortunately I let my son put this first one together, and because it's hard for me to get down on the floor, hard for me to bend over, all that kind of stuff, and he didn't tighten down the screws for the legs going into the thing or whatever. So this thing is kind of wiggly, creaky. And then I put this one together, and this one's not, you know, I made sure this one isn't moving. So I don't know how big the desk that she has, that I think she's going to give me, unless she already gave it away or something. But gives me it'll give me a bunch of options. One, get this thing away so I don't steam, put it someplace else. And then the other thing would be, I've got a whole bunch of tools, and they're just in some boxes. Got a whole bunch of stuff. Nothing big, you know. I mean, you know, no band saws or drill presses or stuff like that, but I got a bunch of stuff. And it'd be nice to put that stuff over there, so when something breaks, or when I want to find something, that I could easily find the tool instead of having to dig through, you know, a box to find a drill bit or something. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching.